John Osborne here. Let's do the FX Educational Outlook for May 24th, 2017. We'll start out by looking at the pound yen. You can see we've got this trend line that's coming down connecting these two previous pivots, and we are looking for a break higher. You can see this, we've been watching this for a couple of days now. We can see this went up and touched this line right around 45.387. So we'll be watching for this one to head higher, and we'll keep in mind that we've got this weekly run up to the previous pivot at 148.447. We can see that up here as well. So if we do get a run up, our first target's going to be this previous pivot, and then we'll use the 148.447. We are looking bullish on the weekly, but we're looking quite bearish on the daily until we can get above that line, and a little bit bullish to neutral on the 4-hour and more neutral on the 2-hour. On the Swissy yen, also looking for a potential bullish move here. We can get above the 114.959, but even better if we can get above this 115.529, which is the previous pivot on the weekly. We've been watching the euro pound, and we're watching it break above this trend line on the weekly. So you can see we took a little bit of well, we do have a shooting star here, and that usually would tell us that it's going to move back down again, and we did come down and touch this trend line that we saw, this previous trend line, but with the FOMC news we saw a reversal and some pretty good strength. So now we're probably going to be sticking in bullish mode as we break through this line. So be careful with this one. Just watch what happens as we try to make that move up. And for the euro US dollar, you can see we have broken about the 1.11396. Keep an eye on the 1.12989 weekly previous pivot, because that could be the reason why we're pausing here a little bit. So you might want to wait until we can break above that. We're looking very bullish on our weekly, and we're showing some pretty good bullishness on our daily. In the bearish side, we can have setups that are becoming bearish. We've been watching this, the Aussie Swissy, for quite a while now. It already broke through this support at 0.27413, and we probably can pull this down and actually show that down here now, but we want to really watch this. That's 0.72413 as a break from the weekly, and that's why we had the line up there. So we could just go ahead and leave it in that area and then wait for this to come down and see if it'll move further. But it's looking bearish on the weekly, and we're still kind of neutral on the daily. For the dollar loonie, we're watching for a break below this previous pivot here at 1.34085, and if we can break through there, then you can see we'll continue on this weekly trend line break that we have here. We can see us drop down to this point here, which is about 1.32230 as our target, and potentially down to the low of the previous pivot here. We have been watching this bearish. Actually, we were watching this in a bullish mode, trying to break above this trend line here on a move up, but after the FOMC news we had, it looks like this one's going to start to head lower after not really making much progress on breaking through the yellow 200 bar moving average line. We're looking really bearish on the daily, but we're still a little bit bullish, or bullish to neutral, on the weekly. So let's see what happens. Again, you can see us dropping down on the 4-hour chart right down to the 200 bar moving average, which is quite interesting. And in the dollar Swissy, you can see we're moving lower here. We got a little bit of a pullback, which sometimes gives us an opportunity to enter, and we have a trend line here that we can draw here. This will be a consolidation trend line, and if we can break through there, that could be a signal to run lower. Just keep in mind that we've got this previous pivot, or previous trend line break, that we have to keep an eye on at 0.96481, and of course this previous pivot here at 0.95485. So we can watch for that one to head lower. And finally, in the euro yen, we've got this bit of consolidation here. We're going to keep an eye on to see if we can get above 125.807 after breaking through this trend line, the support trend line, and then this resistance line here. It looks like the 200 bar moving average is affecting us as well here. So we'll let this consolidate a little bit, and wherever it breaks out, that's the direction we'll be looking to head in. That'll do it for today. You can follow me on StockTwits and Twitter under the name TraderJohnO. And until next time, have a great day.